Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Craig Campbell with Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards, and this is part number 33 of my NFL hybrid set build of cards between 1970 and 73. One card for every player that had a card. And again, I've put these in here all in alphabetical order, and that was quite a challenge, but it was actually kind of fun. It was a good way to test your skills on memory and orders of the alphabet. Believe me, I had to switch some cards around every now and then. But yeah, this is going to be a nice little page here. I'm going to fold this over, and then we're going to zoom in and take a look at some players here. And you can see that. There we go. That name Houston was kind of popular because we got a Jim Houston, Ken Houston, and a Rich Houston. So I had to, again, J.K. You had to really kind of concentrate on the alphabetical order of these players. But we're going to get into it here with Jim Houston, a linebacker for the Cleveland Browns. His 1973 card. It is his last card. He had a rookie card issued in 1965, and then he had cards issued in 66 and 69 as well as the 73. Jim was drafted out of Ohio State in 1960 with the 8th pick by the Browns. Now, at Ohio State, Jim was a member of the 57 national champion Buckeye team. He was a two-time All-Big Ten player. He was second-team All-American in 1959, first-team All-American in 1958. He was a starting end on the team. He was a two-time MVP for the Buckeyes. So he had a heck of a career coming out of college, and that's why he was the 8th overall pick in the draft. He played with the Browns from 70. Let me back that up. He played with the Browns from 60 to 72 and was a four-time Pro Bowl linebacker and was a 1964 NFL champion with the Cleveland Browns. Jim suited up for 177 games, starting 144. He had 14 interceptions and 11 fumble recoveries with 3 touchdowns in his career. He had 29.5 sacks as well as 1 safety. Jim died in 2018, and the autopsy showed that he suffered from chronic traumatic injury, brain injury, as many NFL players did. But Jim Houston had a pretty darn solid career in the NFL and had a heck of a career at Ohio State. Next up, we've got a Hall of Famer, Ken Houston. Hall of Famer in 1986. Ken's rookie card is a 1971 Topps. And they had cards issued from 72 all the way to 80. Ken was drafted by the Oilers with the 214th pick. Wow. Steal the draft, huh? 214th pick, became a Hall of Famer. Ken became a starter in his 3rd game with the Oilers. In 1973, he was traded to the Redskins, playing there until the 1980 season when he retired. Ken was one of the best defensive backs ever to play. He was a 2-time first-team All-Pro. Get this, he was a 10-time second-team All-Pro. It was a 12-time Pro Bowl selection. Ken was named to the NFL 100th anniversary team. He played in 196 games, starting 183. Had 49 interceptions with 9 touchdowns, 21 fumble recoveries with 1 touchdown. And he was ranked in 1999 as the 61st best ever player in the NFL. Again, he was named to the Hall of Fame in 1986, and he really deserved that award. Ken Houston was a tough defensive back, a great coverage guy, had really good speed. He was just a really good all-around player. And then we've got Rich Houston over here with the New York Giants. This is his rookie card and his only card. Selected in 1969 by the Giants with the 92nd pick in the 4th round out of East Texas State. He was a 3-time letterman, and he missed the 1967 season as he was drafted into the U.S. Army. Thank you for your service, Rich Houston. We appreciate that. Rich played for the Giants from 69 to 73 and then was released before the 1974 season. Rich suited up in 60 games, starting 30. He had 65 catches for 1,121 yards and 7 touchdowns. And Rich Houston died in a car accident way back in 1982. He must have been a fairly young man at that time because he retired after the 74 season. So that's Rich Houston. Next, we're down here. We're going to be talking about Gene Howard with the Rams, a defensive back. This is his last card. His rookie card was a 1969 Topps, and that was his only other card. Gene was drafted out of Langston, which is in Oklahoma, in the 7th round with the 175th pick by the Saints. He was a running back in college, and the Saints converted him to a defensive back. He played for the Saints from 68 to 70, and then the Rams from 71 to 72. Gene played in 63 games and started 56. He had 14 interceptions and 4 fumble recoveries with 2 touchdowns. Plus, he was a kick returner. He had 63 kick returns for 1,286 yards. And that would be Gene Howard from Langston, Oklahoma. I got to admit, I've never heard of that. Right here, we've got Dell's Howell, 1973 card. Dell's rookie cards in 1972, and he had this card in 73 and 74. He was drafted in 1970 by the Saints with the 88th pick in the 4th round out of Grambling State. Grambling State produced a lot of football players in the NFL. Dell's played for the Saints from 70 to 73, and then the Jets from 73 to 75. He suited up in 71 games, starting 52, and finished with 17 interceptions. Over here we've got Mike Howell, a defensive back with the Browns. It's his rookie card and his only card. Mike was picked in the 111th pick by the Browns in the 1965 draft. He was a quarterback in college, but changed to defensive back in the NFL. He played in 103 games, starting 84. From 1966 to 71, Mike started every game but 2. He was named the top 100 Browns of all time, and he finished his career with 27 interceptions. So Mike Howell had a nice career. That's his only card issued. Next, we got Bobby Howfield with the New York Jets. Bobby Howfield, let me zoom in just a little bit here. There we go, that bottom row. Bobby Howfield, New York Jets. And this is his rookie card. He had cards issued in 74 and 75 as well. Bobby kicked for the Broncos from 68 to 70, and then with the Jets from 71 to 74. Prior to that, to the NFL, Bobby played soccer, English football, in England from 1957 all the way to 1968. So he had a little bit of age on him when he came to the NFL. Bobby attempted 166 field goals in the NFL. He made 98, and his longest was a 53-yard field goal. And he had 201 extra point attempts, and he converted on 193 attempts. Chuck Howley. Great player. This is his last card. And the thing that's kind of funny, I bought this card at Strongsville, and I bought cards from a dealer. I had quite a few of them, and he actually looked this Chuck Howley card up in a price guide. I mean, we're talking about a card that's worth $1, and I kind of thought, what are we doing here looking this up in a price guide? I mean, I'm buying like 100 cards from you that are all commons. I mean, you think you would just like throw one in, but that's the way that is. I'll never forget that with that Chuck Howley card. I couldn't believe he actually did that. But anyways, I digress. This is his last card. Chuck's rookie card is a 1966 Philadelphia, and he had cards issued in 67 and then 69 to 71. Now, Chuck, he was drafted out of West Virginia by the Bears with the 7th pick in the draft. He was a first-team All-State high school player, and he was a 3-time All-Conference player in college. And Chuck was the first West Virginia athlete to letter in 5 sports. This big, nice linebacker lettered in 5 sports in college. I guarantee you are not going to guess them. He lettered in football. That's kind of a given. He lettered in track. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, shot put, discus. He lettered in wrestling. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of football players are good wrestlers. He lettered in swimming. All right. That's okay. You'll never guess the last one. He lettered in gymnastics. I don't know. I'm just telling you, it was quite interesting. He lettered 5 sports at West Virginia University: football, track, wrestling, gymnastics, and swimming. He played offense and defense, and he played in the Senior Bowl, and that's where he caught the attention of the Bears. Chuck played for the Bears, and he suffered a terrible, terrible knee injury in training camp in August of 1959. He came back and he played 3 games late in that 1959 season, but he missed all of the 1960 season. Chuck retired. He had planned to go back to West Virginia and he was going to run a gas station. But then the Bears, they traded Chuck's rights to the Dallas team, and he decided to make a comeback in 1961. He started all but 3 games between 1961 and 1972. Wow. Terrible, terrible knee injury. Misses the entire 1960 season. I'm going to go back to West Virginia and start a gas station. That's what Chuck Howley said. But no, he went on just to be a great player, starting every game from 61 to 72. He was a 6-time Pro Bowl selection, 5 times a first-team All-Pro, 2 times second-team All-Pro. And he was Super Bowl V MVP as part of a losing team. Yeah, you heard that right. Super Bowl V MVP linebacker on a losing team. Then Chuck was part of the Cowboys Super Bowl VI winning team. He suffered a knee injury on a really bad crack back block, which are totally illegal, by Charlie Taylor late in the 1972 season. And he missed the rest of the season and the playoffs. He tried to come back in 73, but he had to retire after 1 game. Chuck ended up suiting up in 180 games, starting 162. He had 25 interceptions for 2 touchdowns and 18 fumble recoveries for 1 touchdown, plus 26 sacks. And Chuck Howley is a member of the Cowboys Ring of Honor, and he is still living. What a story. What a story. Chuck Howley. Terrible knee injury. Going to go back to West Virginia, run a gas station, goes to the Cowboys, and just has a great career. 5-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time second-team, Super Bowl MVP. Unbelievable story. I mean, that just really talks about perseverance and holding on to your dreams. And you know what? When opportunity comes a-knocking, open that door and go for it. Last card we got here is John Heward, linebacker, Broncos, his rookie card and only card. Drafted out of Maine in 1967 with the 113th pick by the Broncos. He played 3 seasons with Denver. He missed all the 1970 season with a knee injury. In 1971, he got traded to the Saints, but was injured in the opener, and he missed the rest of the season. In 1972, the Saints released him before the preseason began. In 1973, John was among the last players cut by the Patriots before the season started. John tried the CFL, but was injured, and then he retired, and he died in January of 2025. So, what a contrast, huh? I mean, suffered a terrible knee injury, goes on to have this great, great career. Suffered a terrible injury in 1970. He misses all the 70 season, misses the 71 season, and his career is over rather quickly. The tale of 2 players, and it's just the way it is. But, man, what a fun page this was. What a fun page this was. We had a Hall of Famer with Ken Houston. Great story with Chuck Howley. This guy comes over from England late in life and has an okay kicking career. You just never know what's going to happen. But this has been a fun page here, guys. A little bit long in the time, but man, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I really do appreciate it, and we will talk next time.